Yeah, so thank you all for joining for the first ever Shared Mobility Rocks in person in North America. It means a lot to us at Movie that everybody has made it here. There is so much love that I can feel in the air. So this session, we wanted to make it quite like a part one and part two kind of session. And this is going to be more like challenging the status quo. So the song that you just heard is from Bollywood, and it talks about, I like that song because it talks about curiosity and challenging the status quo. Pretty much like all of us in our day-to-day lives have to do with how we design our cities, how we design our buildings, how we design our communities, our transportation system, how are we going to move around, right? And it's going to be a challenge going forward. For example, for cities in Metro Vancouver area, we're looking to welcome almost a couple of million more residents in the next decade. So how are people going to be making space for that? How is that going to work out? So it's one of the things that we want to solve, and we want to be curious forever. And how is all of this going to be sustainable? Not just environmentally, but also economically and socially. So this session is about neighborhood mobility hubs, as you can see. My name is Venkatesh Gopal. I am from MoveMe. So great. And it's so great to be here with you, all of you. Before I explain what the neighborhood mobility stations, specifically that set of words mean, let me just get my rockstar panelists on the stage. 4 experts from 4 countries: Alvaro, Leanne, Rebecca, and Suzanne.
I'm not ashamed to say that I like crazy sometimes. Okay. I'm Susanna Rivers, or Susan Rivers in the States or North America. I work for a Belgian NGO that promotes shared mobility to governments and to the end users. We've organized shared mobility rocks in Belgium before, and working on housing developments as well. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Rebecca. The Raven by the Alan Parsons Project is my favorite rock song, by the way, because of the literary connotation. I work for the Ministry of Transport in the city of Bremen, or city-state of Bremen in northern Germany. I'm also a member of the board of the Mobility Cooperative, which is the largest car share provider in Switzerland.
This is the question for the 3x3. Can you share your experiences with shared mobility and how it links to affordable living?
In Bremen, we've passed a new parking code for new housing developments. Last year went into effect, significantly reducing the number of car parking required per housing, so 0.3 car parking spaces per flat. And mobility management measures are now required for every new build, whether it's a commercial site, a residential site. So they have to integrate things like car share memberships, public transport memberships. They can include bike share and e-scooter memberships, shared cargo bikes, or they can contribute to public funds that allow us to build what's represented here is a mobility hub in public street space. This happens to be one close to public transport, but it doesn't need to be there because the shared mobility services need to be there where the journey starts, directly out front, and not at the next public transit stop, which, I mean, European luxury, the maximum distance to the next public transit stop is 300 meters for most people in a dense urban area. But with the shared cars, we really focus on the neighborhood car and the shared bikes in future being directly in front of the door, so it's more attractive than owning